Alright, let's talk about something a bit depressing. Have you ever felt like political parties treat us like we're a bit dim? Like they think we can't handle complex issues? Well, you're not alone. There's this growing concern that instead of encouraging critical thinking, some parties are all about simplifying, even oversimplifying their message. And you know what? It's often super effective. Think about it. We're bombarded with slogans, sound bites, and social media posts. Nuance? Gone. Critical analysis? Who's got time for that? This isn't just about one country or one political party, it's happening globally. And it's pretty damn worrying. Because when we stop thinking for ourselves, when we just accept whatever we're fed, well, that's when things start to go sideways. Now, I'm not saying all political parties are evil masterminds trying to turn us into mindless sheep. But the point is, this trend of dumbing down is real. And it's something we need to be very aware of, because the less we question, the less we hold our leaders accountable. So, what can we do about it? Recognize it's happening, be critical of the information we consume, and keep asking questions. Let's zoom in on India for a second. The Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been making headlines for its education reforms. Specifically, there's been a whole lot of controversy surrounding changes to school textbooks. Supporters of the BJP argue that these changes are long overdue. They say the previous curriculum was biased, painting a rosy picture of certain historical figures and events. They claim it's about decolonizing education, getting rid of the remnants of British influence and presenting a more Indian perspective. Critics, however, argue that these textbook changes are less about accuracy and more about pushing a specific political narrative. They point to instances where historical facts have been altered, chapters on secularism removed, and content that glorifies Hindu mythology added. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. Revising curriculums to be more accurate and inclusive is crucial, but when does revising history cross the line into rewriting it? These are questions that India, and many other countries grappling with similar debates, are wrestling with. Let's be honest, the media landscape is a bit of a minefield these days. It's tough to know who to trust, what to believe. And when it comes to politics, things get even murkier. We're constantly bombarded with information, but is it actually information or just carefully crafted propaganda? In many countries, a handful of corporations or individuals control a large chunk of the media outlets. And when those entities have political leanings, well, you can see how that might create a bit of a bias problem. Then there's the issue of government influence. Some governments exert pressure on media outlets both directly and indirectly to toe the line. This can range from subtle censorship to outright intimidation of journalists. And when the media becomes a mouthpiece for the government, well, that's when democracy starts to look a whole lot like autocracy. We need to be savvy consumers of information. Question our sources, check facts, and seek out diverse perspectives. Section 4. Beyond identity politics, the real issues. Drowning in the noise. Here's the thing about identity politics. It can be a powerful tool for positive change. When marginalized groups find their voice and fight for their rights, it can lead to a more just and equitable society. But like any tool, it can be misused. And increasingly, it feels like identity politics is being weaponized to divide us, to distract us from the issues that truly matter. How often do we see politicians and media outlets stoke the fires of division based on religion, caste, ethnicity, or any other number of identities? It's a constant barrage of us versus them, designed to keep us angry, afraid, and most importantly, distracted. Meanwhile, issues like poverty, unemployment, healthcare, and climate change are often relegated to the sidelines. These are the issues that affect all of us, regardless of our background or beliefs. But they're complex, messy, and don't lend themselves to easy sound bites or inflammatory headlines. So they get pushed aside while we're busy arguing about who belongs where and who deserves what. We need to recognize when our emotions are being manipulated and refocus our attention on the issues that truly matter. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Section 5. The final word. Are we asking the right questions? So, are political parties dumbing us down? Well, the answer, like most things in life, is complicated. There's no doubt that the way information is presented, the way narratives are shaped, can influence the way we think and vote. But ultimately, it's up to us to be informed, engaged, and critical thinkers. It's easy to get caught up in the outrage cycle, to react emotionally to every headline and tweet, but we need to do better. We need to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and demand more from our leaders and ourselves. We need to be wary of anyone who claims to have all the answers, who paints the world in black and white. The world is a messy, complicated place, and the solutions to our problems are rarely simple or easy. So let's commit to being more than just passive consumers of information. Let's be active participants in our democracies. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.